Hi, today I'm going to talk to you about hand hygiene and its importance in not only the hospital environment, but also the home environment. I was recently hired by the hospital here in Odessa, and as soon as orientation started, the orientation leaders were teaching us about hand hygiene and how important it is to wash your hands properly while at work. But during that, I also noticed how important it is to have proper hand hygiene at home as well. A quote I found on the website for Centers for Disease Control and Prevention states that keeping your hands clean is one of the best ways to prevent the spread of infection and illness. I love this quote because it could not be any more true. And then another quote I found while doing my research is that 80% of infectious diseases are spread by touch. This one really hit me hard because that's a giant percentage. So the three things I'm going to talk to you today are about how to properly wash your hands. I'm going to talk about how easily germs are spread, and lastly, other ways to prevent the spread of germs other than just washing your hands. So more like alternate ways to keep germs from spreading. So first I'm going to talk to you about how to properly wash your hands. I remember during my orientation, we did a little exercise where we were handed a pair of latex gloves to put on, and then handed a little bit of red paint to put in the palm of our hand. The orientation leaders then told us to close our eyes and pretend like we were washing our hands as normal. What this taught us is that the majority of us were not getting our entire hand washed, therefore not getting rid of the bacteria. So the proper way to sufficiently wash your hands is to first wet your hands with clean running water, and then apply soap and lather your hands by rubbing them together and creating friction. Be sure to lather the back of your hands between your fingers and also under your fingernails. You should scrub your hands for at least 20 seconds, and a wonderful way that I have found to make sure to get to the full 20 seconds is by humming the happy birthday song from beginning to end twice. And then you rinse your hands, making sure that you have your hands pointing down toward the drain of the sink, and then dry them with a clean towel or just let them simply air dry. I was taught to wash my hands this way by the nurses during orientation, but I also, while I was researching, found that they state the exact same way to wash your hands on the CDC website, so that gives the nurses a lot of credibility. So, some people may say that they have never been big on hand washing and they are fine, so why should they start now? Well, while I was doing my research for this speech, I found some interesting facts about how quickly and easily germs are spread throughout the community and households. I found specifically on a website 5 common ways germs are spread, so I'm just going to go ahead and take you through those 5 things. The first way germs are spread is from the nose, mouth, or eyes to your hands, and then to other people. Germs can be spread by sneezing, coughing, or rubbing your eyes or your nose, and if you don't properly wash your hands, you can spread your germs from you to your friends or family members. So simply washing your hands can keep everyone around you from getting sick if you are sick or anything like that. The second most common way germs are spread is from your hands to your food. So usually these kind of germs are spread by unclean hands to food by an infected food preparer who didn't wash their hands after using the restroom or something like that. The germs are then passed to whoever's eating the food. So this is easily prevented by simply washing your hands after you use the restroom. It's really easy for anybody to do, so that one I really liked that one. And then the third most common way germs are spread is from food to hands back to food. I found this one particularly interesting. It says germs are transmitted from raw food such as chicken to hands while preparing a meal. And if you don't wash your hands before touching uncooked foods such as a salad, you are transferring the germs from the raw chicken to the salad, therefore contaminating it. And I thought this was super interesting because I've never thought about that before. I've always just thought about washing my hands simply before I start preparing a meal. So I thought that was pretty crazy. And then the fourth way that it is from an infected child to your hands to other children. And the example that they had on the health website I was on was that germs are passed from a child with diarrhea to the hands of the parent during diaper changing. If the parent does not immediately wash his or her hands, the germs can be passed to others. I also learned that about 2.2 million children under the age of 5 die each year from diarrheal diseases and pneumonia. And those are the top 2 killers of young children around the world. So hand washing could protect 1 out of every 3 young children from dying from these diseases. Simply washing your hands can save 1 out of 3 children from dying from diarrheal disease or pneumonia, and to me that's pretty wild. And then the last common way that germs are spread is from animals to people. It states that you should wash your hands after petting any animal or after touching any surfaces that they have come in contact with. This one's particularly hard for me considering I have 3 inside dogs. I seem to forget to wash my hands after every single time I come in contact with them, so that's definitely something I need to work on. Um, I don't know, I love my dogs, I pet them, and then I forget to wash my hands. But the last topic I'm going to talk about today is other ways that you can prevent illness or the spread of germs from you to your family or anybody else. So say for instance you have a sick toddler in your home. A way to prevent germs from spreading to everyone else is to step up your game on disinfecting things. A quote that Altman tells WebMD is, "I think when one child is sick, some extra sanitizing around the house can definitely prevent other family members from getting it." So some examples are, you can wipe down any surfaces your toddler touches, like doorknobs, tables, handrails, etc., and you wipe them down with a disinfectant. And also, there are many plastic toys that can be thrown in the dishwasher and many stuffed animals that can be thrown in the washing machine. So that's another really easy way to disinfect things that your toddler touches that anybody else can touch. And those are just some more things to think about when it comes to having good hygiene and keeping everybody around you well and from getting sick. In conclusion, hand hygiene is a very strong subject for me. I'm passionate about it. Everyone should know how to properly wash their hands, and they should be up to speed on how germs are spread. And they should also get to know the other alternate ways that you can keep from spreading germs around your home. So thank you for listening, and have a good week. God bless.